Okay, so this is my setup here. You can see that the shell here, I've got this surrounding the cooling fin so that you can have air through it. Okay. By the way, this is the unit you'll be getting. I'm just testing it right now. Let me put the shroud on it real quick. Okay, so I now have the shroud on it. Right there, fans on top going. It's sucking air. It's sucking air up through this right here to cool the unit down. It's sucking it through this. If you have a cigarette handy, you can see sucking all that smoke right up through there. Okay, I had to move the setup a little bit. Anyway, that's what it kind of looks like in a rough. Air is circulating up through the coils here, right there, circulating through the coils right there. Got my thermos there. I've got the lead inside so I can see the temperature drop. I have the sensing safe start plugged into the wall. I have my wattage meter hooked to this so I can see how many watts I'm pushing through the unit. And then I have my variac plugged into that. And then I have my cryo cooler piece plugged into the variac. Okay, so I'm going to bump it up a little bit more so we can really start producing. 71. Leave it there for about a minute. And then here in a little bit I'll bump it up a little bit higher. And you'll be able to see temperatures dropping. There we go. Now it's really going to start dropping. Okay, so I just bumped this up to 113 watts. I'm not sure what's that in voltage here. Let's find out. Volts is 122. Oh, that's not right because we need to go after the variac. So, but your wattage is really what you're trying to pay attention to here. So we're at 125 watts. I would never take this any higher. If you keep it there or below, you will produce liquid nitrogen. And let's see, the temperature's still dropping. And you don't push the unit too hard. You can see how quiet it is. That's as much noise as you'll need to hear this thing make. Just make sure this fan's always going. And I'll check back and show you the drop here in a minute. Okay, so let's go back again. Here's the cryo cooler. Wire from the cryo cooler plugs into the variac. The variac plugs into the wattage meter. Still at 126 watts. The wattage meter plugs into the sensing safe start. Safe start goes to the wall. Remember, you're going to turn this up over time, over like a 10-minute period, up to that level. You can see it's at liquid nitrogen temperatures. This meter doesn't work that good because I don't have the right lead, but that's where it's at in producing. I had to swap a dewar out for this because this is not vacuum sealed enough and could not be used. But it is producing right now. That's Frank the weenie dog, my assistant here. He's guilty, you can tell he's guilty, those little beady eyes. And that's that. Oh, one other thing I wanted to say. Okay, I just wanted you to be clear on this. So you'll notice that on our the wattage meter I sent you, there's your wattage. When you push this over to voltage, it's showing 122 volts. That is because this variac is plugged into it. The voltage going actually to your cryo cooler, get this back on watts, the voltage going to your cryo cooler is only, if you look right here, maybe 19 to 20 volts that the variac is throwing at the cryo cooler. 19 or 20 volts. That's why if you plug this thing into the wall, you would just literally destroy it. It's not meant to take that much voltage. So when you have this your variac plugged into it, which I do, and you can even see down here. See, that's how many volts you're actually pushing through it. It's actually 19 to 20 volts. Just so there's no confusion. You'll never have to take your variac up any higher than this, ever. And like I said, I tell everybody, pay a close attention only to your wattage when you're using a variac. Some guys get fancy. They'll take this little shroud up, they'll cut this out, and they'll water cool it so they can overclock the unit. I don't recommend doing that because the coil that's inside there, it'll still get too hot even if you do water cool that, because it's not directly under there. I have another video that shows you one of these units that I cut apart just to see how it was ticking. So yeah, I just say run it at that wattage and you're good to go, man. This thing will last a long time.